Welcome to the BrainX channel. In this video, we will solve these exponential equations that has more than one term. In the previous video, I introduced exponential equations where we could get the same base quite quickly. If you missed that video and would like to watch it first, you can follow the link on the card in the top right corner or in the description below. Let's start with the first example. So we have this exponential equation where we have to solve for x. But before I show you how to do it, I would like to explain something. In the previous video, we did many examples, like this blue one that I'm showing on the screen, where we could rewrite the bases straight away because each side was still one exponential expression. However, in this example, we first have to change the left-hand side into a simpler form before we can get to that same base step. And to do that, we have to factorize first because we're dealing with more than one term. Remember, terms are separated by plus and minus signs. So I want you to note that this term looks like the answer of the exponent law. So what we're going to do now is to split this term so that it looks like this term. In other words, we are going to reverse this law. Let me show you. I'm going to keep my base and I'm going to write this first exponent. Then I'm going to multiply. Now this dot means multiply. And I'm going to keep the base again and I write the other exponent. So let me show you what we did here. We are multiplying. The bases are the same. So I'm going to keep the base and we add the exponents. So can you see that this answer is the same as this and this is the same as this. So all we did was to apply the opposite of the exponent law. Okay, now next up, we have this term. Now for this term, I can't do anything with this yet, so I'm just going to rewrite this term. And the 20, I just write it down. So we still have two terms on the left-hand side, but notice here that each of these terms have a common factor. So that means I can take out this common factor, and let's see what is left over. When I divide this whole term by my common factor, only the 2 to the power of 1 is left over. Now remember, when your exponent is 1, you don't write it down. And for this term, when I divide it by my common factor, only the 3 is left over. And then we just write equal to 20. Okay, so on the left-hand side, we have 2 to the power of x multiplied by 5 equals 20. Now we have only factors left. Now I want to get rid of this 5 because this 2 to the power of x is multiplied by this 5. So I'm going to divide by 5, and what I do on the one side, I have to do on the other side. So that gives us 2 to the power of x equals, and 20 divided by 5 equals 4. Now we are getting somewhere. I can rewrite this 4 as a power with base 2. So I'm going to write 2 to the power of x equals 2 to the power of 2. Now we have same bases on both sides of the equation. So that means my exponents are equal. So I can write x equals 2. And that is the final answer. Let's do another similar example. Here I'm going to take the first term again and I'm going to rewrite it using that exponent law where I'm multiplying powers with the same base. So that means I'm going to write 3 to the power of x multiplied by 3 to the power of 1. I'm going to add this term. I can't do anything with this term yet, so I'm just copying it down and equal to 1. We still have two terms on the left-hand side, but have a look. We've got a common factor in both of these terms. That means I can take that 3 to the power of x out as a common factor. And now let's see what is left over in the brackets. If I take this first term and I divide it by the common factor, what is left over is 3 to the power of 1. Remember, we do not write 1 as an exponent. Let me show you how I got this 3. If I take 3 to the power of x multiplied with 3 to the power of 1, and I have to divide it by my 3 to the power of x, you cancel these two factors. What is left over? The 3. Okay, so plus, and now for this term, if I have to divide this term by my common factor, what is left over? Yes, 6 is left over. And all equal to 1. Now I'm just going to simplify my bracket. That gives us 9. Again, equal to 1. All right, now on the left-hand side, I only have factors left. But I still need to get rid of this 9 because this 3 to the power of x is multiplied by this 9. And to do that, I have to divide by 9. And what I do on the one side, I have to do on the other side. And that leaves us with 3 to the power of x equals 1 over 9. So what do we do next? Yes, I'm going to rewrite this 9 as a power with base 3. So 3 to the power of x equals 1 over 3 squared. Now I want you to be very careful. The bases aren't the same yet, because this 3 to the power of x on the left-hand side is actually a numerator, because I can write it as 3 to the power of x over 1. And here, this 3 squared is in the denominator. So I have to rewrite this so that the 3 is a numerator. And how are we going to do that? Yes, I'm going to make use of another exponent law. And that law says whenever we have a negative exponent, I can make it positive by writing the base as a fraction. This that we have here on the right-hand side is in the same format as the answer of this exponent law. But we are going to reverse this law by rewriting it like this. Therefore, I'm going to write 3 to the power of x equals 3 to the power of negative 2. See? 3 to the power of negative 2. Okay, so I made the exponent negative now. And now, can you see the bases are the same? And because the bases are the same, the exponents must be equal. Therefore, I can ignore the bases and write x equals to negative 2. And this is the final answer. This is the final example of this video. In this exponential equation, I can see that the terms that have exponents with an x are on opposite sides of the equation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this term to this side of the equation. Now, because this exponent is added on this side, I need to subtract it from this side. And what I do on this side, I have to do on this side. So I'm going to write 2 multiplied by 5 to the power of x plus 1 minus 7 multiplied 5 to the power of x equals 15. I'm going to rewrite this term again by applying that exponent law where the powers are being multiplied. But I want you to be very careful. This exponent here only applies to the 5. It does not apply to the 2. Let me show you. I'm going to copy this 2. I'm not going to do anything with it yet. And then I'm going to rewrite this part only. So I'm going to write 5 to the power of x multiplied by 5 to the power of 1. And then minus 7 multiplied by 5 to the power of x. I'm just copying this down. We still have 2 terms on the left-hand side, but notice that we have a common factor in each of these terms. So what can I do? Yes, I can take out this 5 to the power of x as a common factor. Open the bracket, and let's see what is left over in each of these terms. So in this term, let's see what we took out. We took out this 5 to the power of x. And what is left over? 2 multiplied by 5. And 2 multiplied by 5 is 10. Then we write the minus. Now let's see what we took out of this term. We took out the 5 to the power of x. So what is left over? The 7. So I'm going to write 7. And let's just copy the rest of the equation. Now I'm going to simplify this bracket. So it's 5 to the power of x. 10 minus 7 is 3 equals 15. Now we still need to write this 5 to the power of x on its own. Now this 5 to the power of x is multiplied by 3. So I get rid of it by dividing by 3. So what you do on the one side, you have to do on the other side. That gives us 5 to the power of x equals to 5. Can you see that the bases are the same on the left and the right-hand side? That means we can ignore the base and equate the exponents. So that gives us x equals 1. Remember, it is 5 to the power of 1. We never write the exponent if it is 1. So the final answer is x equals 1.